and welcome to my brand new channel. I'm Hot Rice and I am recording from the VintageCraft server. The VintageCraft server is a brand new server that Vintage Beef put together, and he has put it up on Patreon for anybody to join. And it's really awesome because he's not just putting it out there and making a community. He's actually recording and he's actually joining and interacting and playing with us. So I'm really excited about what's going on. So these are a few of the server rules that we have. You can take a look at those. It's pretty basic. I mean, these rules are pretty common to just about every server that you play on. And this is where you spawn in the world. Now, I have been playing for about a week, maybe a week and a half now, and so you can see I've got some gear, I've got plenty of resources, and most of those resources actually came from a shop I opened. Now, I'm gonna walk out into spawn here, and you will see how incredible these builds are. I can't wait to show you guys. But I do want to, just before I go out there, talk about how excited I am about this server in particular. And what makes me so excited about it is Vintage Beef didn't just want to put this server together and just have another place for a bunch of people to come together and play on the same server. He wanted people to come in and interact. He wanted people to be a part of a bigger community, be a part of something bigger. And what I really was excited about his release video is he said that he wanted this to be for smaller channels. Now, I've done some recording in the past, but it was all on my personal account and nobody was ever supposed to see that but my family. And so when he mentioned wanting to get smaller channels and upcoming and starter YouTubers in and playing and get them exposure, I was so excited. I could not wait to join. And so, like I said, I've been on for a little while. The server had a little bit of issue in the beginning with some lag, and so I was waiting for that to kind of sort itself out. But now we've got things pretty settled. Not a lot of people are on right now, and it's a perfect time. There's not a lot of lag to get on and record an episode for you guys, so you can see what it's like to be on, and you can go through this with me and really just experience this as a team together. So I'm going to go out here into spawn and show you guys. You will not believe the builds that these guys have put together. And gals, not just guys, of course. But without further ado, this is our spawn. Just look at this. Oh, we got some buildings popping in here. This tower over here. We've got a giant chicken. And these balloons, I love these hot air balloons. I have no idea who put these up, but they've got a couple more going in over here, and they are just absolutely phenomenal. I actually decided to open a shop myself here in Spawn. I've never run a shop before in a server, so I was kind of inexperienced. I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, and boy, is it a lot of work. I couldn't really imagine playing in the server any other way, though. I love the interaction that you have with other people. I love the amount of input that I get from everybody. It looks like somebody dropped off some armor over here, actually. Let me go pick it up. And it's interesting that that they should drop it here. This is actually my shop right here. This was actually started by me and another friend. So this shop connected to mine is a friend of mine on the server, Solzen. He helped me get some of the first cows onto the main island here. So this spawn island is kind of separated from anything else. And we had some cows the first day, I think, or maybe the second day, somebody had gone through and slaughtered them all. So nobody had cows on this island. And we traveled about 600 blocks away, got some cows, and brought them back. Now, remember I told you there was a ton of lag that day. So getting the cows back was no small feat. And I knew, being one of the early ones to get cows in the island, I had to open up a beef shop. And he decided, since he helped me, I told him, hey man, we should do this together. And he was all on board with it. So he opened up the leather shop as well. And so he makes the profits from the leather. I make the profits from selling the beef. And I guess let's go in and take a look around, check things out. This here is kind of where, obviously I've got my payment chest and my supply chest here. Keeping this thing stocked is no small feat. We actually have, because of the amount of lag that we have with, I think we have a 150 player cap in the server. And so with that many people logging in, and if everybody had a farm, it would be pretty significant lag and strain on the server. So what they've done is put a 50 animal limit. And so with only 50 cows, you can imagine how hard it is to keep this beef stocked for 400 players that come in and out. And I don't know if 400 actually play, but there's about 400, I think, that regularly access the server or have accessed the server. So back here is actually where they butcher the cows. I love the idea of having an actual butchering area inside the butcher shop. And then, of course, I have to have my bell for service. And over here... Oh, and also, one thing I didn't see a whole lot of the other shops doing was having multiple ways to pay for whatever they're selling, for their items. I really wanted to do that because not everybody has a whole lot of diamonds and not everybody has extra iron. So by doing this, I allow a greater range, I guess, of players, and whoever has, maybe somebody's selling something in their shop, and maybe they're selling it for gold and they have a whole lot of extra gold. Well, I don't have a whole bunch of stacks of gold, so I allow them to pay with gold. And then I have a box over here, a comment box. And so if you don't see something, so let's say somebody has a whole lot of, redstone, right? I don't have a redstone price. So maybe somebody has a lot of redstone and they want to say, hey, can I pay with blocks of redstone? Well, if they want to, they can put it in this comment book. Now, I haven't actually looked through this. Let's see. So you can read through this. It basically just says, hey, we're trying to provide the best service we can. Let us know what you need. If you don't see your currency, let us know. And this isn't just for currency. It's just for anything. If they have a suggestion, maybe my prices are way out of, what is the realm of normal on the server. Maybe I'm charging too much or too little, and somebody wants to say, hey, maybe you could up your prices. They would be able to use or I'm sorry, not up my prices. Maybe I could lower my prices. They'd have a space here to tell me that. And so it looks like we do have, let's see, but I think this stick to the old okay, so this is actually, oh my goodness, have you ever heard the story of the wise? I have a nice story. Should I tell you? Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to read through this when I'm not on not recording, not on camera here. But yeah, this is where people would be able to leave comments. And what that other comment was in reference to is he sells ice, and so he wants to stick to the old beef. That's a reference to the sign here. We sell the brand new, fresh cut beef. None of that old vintage stuff. And of course, that's in reference to Vintage Beef, who kind of got this server started and really was the lead on all of this. He did a really good job of getting this server put together for us. And of course, we have leather over here, and this is Solzen's side of the business. Now we connected them in the middle here. But I do think that we're probably I'm gonna talk to Solzen about either renting out, or not renting really, but allowing somebody to move in right here in this space, and of course that'll block our windows here. But if we can incorporate another person, I did talk to somebody who wanted to start a shop here on the server, but there were no more spots available. They were all taken. And our build is a little bit bigger, so we have a little bit extra space here in this corner, and we have some extra space over here. So I'm really thinking about opening up, expanding this building, so leaving in the divider walls, but just kind of expanding this building out so that somebody can move a shop in. And so I'd like to build it so that it matches the whole theme, the whole building has a nice flow to it, but having separate office spaces. And I don't really see anybody else doing that, where they have multiple office spaces in one building. And I think that's a neat idea. Again, it'll kind of drive more economy to multiple shops, and it'll kind of build our shopping center, if you will, build it up a lot more. So now I think I'm going to head over to my house build, and by house I guess it would kind of be a base more than just a shop, and show you guys a little bit of what I've done over there. And while I'm walking over there, I think I'm going to maybe take this time to explain a little bit about my channel, the server, the series, what you should expect from me and my channel, and what I want to get out of this server and this experience. So for starters, for my channel, I want to put out really high quality, family friendly content. Now, of course, with that, I don't want to have any vulgarity or anything like that, as much as possible. Of course, being on a server, you can't censor everybody and everything that everyone says, but as much as possible, I don't want to make that a forefront of our experience. Now, as far as actual gameplay in the server, I want to collaborate, and I really want to, again, Vintage Beef wanted people to join the server to really build a community around this. Like he was saying before, he misses that, and it does seem like there's been a lot of drop off in the collaborations in YouTube. There's been a lot of drop offs in the community feel of the old YouTube days, and I totally agree with that, and I want to bring that back as well. So I'm going to focus on collaborations, and one of the things that I want to do is build a town, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. We're coming up on my house now, but I want to build a town, and it's going to be a little bit different, I think, than what most people are doing with their town builds here on the server. Now, this is my neighbor's house. He also has done a couple YouTube videos. He's Dino Jaws Gaming is his game name, and I'm really excited to collaborate with him. He does some awesome build. Look at this. I mean, this is amazing. His build is just gorgeous. I am not a super technical builder. I would not even consider myself a good builder, but I really enjoy his style of building. I don't know if he's into recording YouTube videos anymore, but he has done a few, and I don't know if he'd want to collaborate, but I definitely want to ask him if that's something he'd be interested in. And he is my neighbor, so of course that means this is my build here. Now, this is the first building, the first structure that I built. It's not much of a house, it's more of a gazebo, but this is where I put a lot of time into the first couple days of the server. I wanted to, not days, goodness, a couple hours into the server. I really wanted this to kind of set the theme for the rest of my little base here. And so I built this little gazebo. I wanted it to have an Asian feel, and it certainly does have a very Asian, very Japanese feel to it. And I mean, as much as possible in Minecraft, it's really hard to get the angles and a lot of the shapes that I wanted, but this was as good as I could get. And I used that same theme, that same feel, and I brought it into my main house structure over here. Now, this is not complete, but this is my main house. And let me get a little bit further away, and you can kind of see. Here we go. Kind of see what I'm going for here. Now, the dark accents are not finished. I do want to create a little bit more of an archway with the dark accents going around here, and create a little bit more depth to the build on this side. And if I come over to this side, you can kind of see what I've done with the ends here, and that's kind of the similar feel that I'm going to do here in the middle. I'm going to connect the two ends here. And I will go around to the front here, show you the front door, and we will go inside and see what I've done with the inside. Now, I am by no means an interior decorator, especially in Minecraft, but I wanted to bring the Asian feel, the very Japanesey kind of sense to the inside in here as well. And so we do have some bamboo here stuck into the floor, and we also have a little room divider, and we've got the flags. And I really just wanted to bring a little bit of that experience back into the inside of the house as well. And I did say that I was going to talk about the town that I want to build a little bit more. I'm actually going to be meeting with somebody later on, and we're going to talk about what we're going to do in the server for the town. I'm sorry, not the server, the town, for the very first collab and the very first build in the town. And while I'm on my way, I'm going to kind of explain to you guys where the town came from, where the idea came from, and what I want to do with it. So I'll meet you guys back when I'm a little bit closer to the town. All right, we are walking through the Nether towards the town, and I just wanted to talk a little bit, like I said, about how the town came to be and how I got the idea. So actually, it came from the town idea came the very first day of the server. And I walked all the way to the world border. We do have a world border. It's 5,000 by 5,000. And I made my way to the world border, and I was just kind of walking around looking for something interesting, something different, a little bit new. And I came across the most beautiful spot that I have ever seen, I think, in Minecraft. And immediately I knew I wanted to do something. I didn't want to start a town that we never got to see, or that, you know, we didn't get to see every building being built, because to me that's always kind of jarring when you come back to the server and there's a whole new building that you never saw before and you don't really know where it came from. So I really didn't want to do something like that. But I talked to some people on the server, and I asked them, if we were to do a one-on-one build, would you be willing to showcase kind of what your build style is and really help build my town, and not really make a base, and it's not meant for anybody to permanently live there, but just to kind of showcase what you can do and talk about it and really get to know each other, and especially the YouTubers and the people who record on the server. I want to get to know them, and I really want to get some collabs done. And I am actually on my way to meet one of the first people I've talked to about the build, and we are going to go over and discuss kind of what he wants to do, what his plans are, and really where he's going to take the town, because this is going to set the stage for it all, right? So I'm going to talk to him, and we will see what we decide about builds and where we want to go with it. But that is all the time that we have for this episode, so you guys will all get to meet him in the next episode. Take care. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.